male friends can be more intimate than they used to.
Nope.
And the lines of sexuality are more fluid than ever.
Nope.
And people aren't so quick to judge or label.
Please stop.
Credit where it's due, she's lost a little weight. If you're unfamiliar, this is LaMonica McIver. She is my elected representative in the 10th Congressional District of New Jersey. Gotta say, awful. Just completely awful. The only reason she has this job is because Pork Chop Payne died. And if you're familiar with my content at all, you know my feelings towards Payne. This is worse. This is more, pun intended, painful than having Donald Payne represent us, because this chick is a complete moron. Complete shout out to Memology 101. Let's get into this.
The actions that this administration and this president is taking will start a civil war, in some of these cities, in some of these locations. And that's highly concerning for me. I think there's an ultimate agenda of this administration to do these types of things, right? Sick the military on the very people that they're supposed to be protecting.
Okay, we're gonna shut it off right there. Well, not off, but first and foremost, ma'am, you wouldn't know a civil war if it came and kicked you in your behind. All right? It's always these women who are talking about, you're going to start a civil war that the men are going to have to fight. And it's like, this is why you really shouldn't be in the position that you're in. Okay? Because you live in this delusional land of yours that I have no interest in being in, because I like reality. And then she goes on to talk about how they're sicking them on the people that they should be protecting. You're talking about illegal aliens. You are talking about illegal immigrants. You're talking about people who should not be here in the first place. Here's the problem, though. Here in the 10th and in many of these sanctuary cities, where it's been black representation for the past few decades, they've all been completely sold out. So all that's been ushered in is illegal immigrants. Okay, not all are illegal immigrants, but a vast majority. Okay, not a vast majority, but a good percentage. There we go. I think that's better. A good percentage are. And so you sat here and you've benefited from this, whereas the rest of Black America has basically just decided to up and move anywhere else, okay? Because this has been utterly ridiculous. And these are the morons who are representing us.
In these cities, and then expect a certain response so that it can escalate.
That's right.
I actually believe that that's what the president hopes for.
Source?
It was revealed to me in a dream.
When he's
Now, she actually just pulls it out of her ass. Actually, these women, and it's not just her, right? You got the Jasmine Crockett's and the like who's being gerrymandered out. And I really wish that New Jersey Republicans actually had a spine and backbone and would gerrymander this chick out of her seat, out of Congress. But no, because I know everybody's all hyped up for Jack Ciattarelli. Yeah, he's going. No, Jack Ciattarelli is a puppet. Okay, same as Mikey Sherrill. They're all puppets at this level, particularly here in New Jersey. Their loyalty is not to the constituency. Their loyalty is to the powers that get them into their office. All right, make no mistake about it. So, oh my goodness, thank God for Trump. Thank God that Trump has decided that we're gonna start going back to paper ballots, because that would be absolutely magnificent and a great boon in getting rid of a lot of these carpetbaggers and moronic elected officials who care not for the people that they're supposed to be representing, but care more for their donors and special interests who fund their campaigns, lifestyles, per diems, and all the other great perks that come along with elected office. But by all means, Miss Terrible Wig, continue.
says, it's Liberation Day and all of these things. Those are, ways of him saying, it's white power. It's what I want to do. Those are racist remarks.
Okay. If all you can fall on is race or sexism, anything in the political ideological realm, you have no argument. Trump, in his first term back in 2016, he went out of his way to be inclusive and to bring everyone in. I mean, he fully funded the HBCUs, something that Obama never did. He had a black attorney general there were plenty of initiatives and means in which he olive branches, perfect, olive branches that he used in order to ingratiate himself to people who are utterly evil, completely brainless, and have no interest or intent to accept that olive branch or to view him as anything other than complete evil. So this go around, he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it how I so desire. And you know what? Power to you, brother. Do I agree with everything that Trump has done? Of course not. Without question. You guys know I'm the one that was sitting here back in 2017 saying, do we really want this man back? But I had absolutely no say in how it played out. So here we are. I'm just dealing with the situation as it presents itself. And right now, I feel much better with Trump representing me than I ever will with this dizzy bitch or any of the other ones that look and think exactly like her. Because the way she thinks, I mean, she's a woman. Why are we even pretending as if anything she has to say won't be wrapped up in emotional manipulation and complete deceit?
His number one targets are cities that are led by Black mayors.
That's right.
His number one targets are cities
That's right.
that are sanctuary cities that,
Yeah, those sanctuary cities led by Black mayors with no longer the particularly high Black American voting population that they once had, because most have up and moved. If you go to South Jersey right now, most of them are Black people that moved from up north, and they are following the Jews and the Italians who used to live up north and moved to South Jersey and then spread on out, then leave and spread on out throughout the rest of the country. They're just following their trails, and they're about 20 years behind. So yeah, to sit here and say that these oh my goodness, he's just going after all the Black mayors in particular, and here in Jersey, it's particularly egregious because our state attorney general, Alina Habba, she's only going after Newark, Patterson, Camden, and I think one other municipality here in New Jersey, when it's an entire sanctuary state and it's incredibly small. I mean, you drive the same length in Chicago as you do in New Jersey. In Chicago, you'll be in Chicago. In New Jersey, you'll be in New York or Pennsylvania, so this is an insanely small state, but they're only offering a half measure in dealing with our true issue of the illegal immigrants and the overall deterioration and lack of familiarity with our culture that comes along with them. And I think I put that very, very nicely.
Support immigration. These are the things that we're seeing, and not just using the military or the DOJ. He does this with many other departments, Mark. Like, for example, I sit on small business committee. He's threatened to take small business administration offices out of sanctuary cities.
Yeah, he did, because he's been telling very, very clear with sanctuary cities that you are violating federal law. I mean, everybody who's out here crying so much about it, the illegal aliens and the like, you're violating federal law. This was one of my biggest problems with Murphy's pitch back in 2017, where he was like, well, we got to stop. Jersey's going to be a sanctuary state. We're going to stop Trump and blah, 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 blah. And he literally won a campaign based on any and everything except for the people of New Jersey. And that's what the people of New Jersey continuously end up with. Elected officials who could give less of a shit about us, who could give less of a shit about the people of New Jersey, because guess what, the people who are funding them, who put money into their campaigns and their coffers and the like, yeah, they couldn't give less of a shit. So why should they? Make sense?
And not support those businesses. These are the things, the cruelty of this administration.
See what I tell you? It's emotional ploys. That's it. You're so cruel. You're so cruel. Fellas, we need to have a conversation about this, because no matter what it is, if a woman doesn't like it, it's considered cruel. You can sit there and boys, have we not been down this road a million times before when dealing with exes, right? You can ask her something that in the most sweetest, nicest way possible. You can put sugar and cherries and whipped cream and everything on top. Try to make it as sweet as possible. But if it's something she don't want to hear, it's cruel. It's mean. It is just the most devastating thing that she's ever heard in her life. And this is a large part of the reason why women have absolutely no place in politics, leadership, or anywhere else where they are, in theory, to exert authority over men. This is bullshit.
And this president, who quite frankly is a bigot, and he continues.
And you know what? Here's the thing. This is what you made him. You sat there, stole 2020, and then you tried to kill the man twice. Yeah. Even if he is, he's a terrible bigot, because for the most part, you won't see him touch race with a 10-foot pole. It's about being a part of our culture or not, which you actively reject, which is why, guess what, lady? You shouldn't be where you are. If you hate this country so much, if you hate the people of this country so much, if you hate the people of your district, the born and bred, not those who were shipped in the past 3, 4, 5, 10 years, right? We're talking about the born and bred. If you actually cared about them, sweetheart, you would be sitting there applauding the president. You would be working with the president. You would be sitting there saying, hey, how can we get some of those manufacturing jobs over here? So the men of our communities can actually raise their families, can afford to raise their families and take care of them, and just actually doing what's best for the people of your district. That should be your only goal. Yet here you are, advocating for everybody but us, which is why I'm glad Jasmine Crockett is getting the boot, and I pray that you eventually, I don't care if they gerrymander the shit out of this district, as long as they can get rid of your dumbass. With that being said, guys, that's all we got. Till the next one.